Wish you a very good morning, everybody. So we are in chemistry portion. In that already we have begun our chapter 4, structure of the atom. In our previous video presentation, we had discussion about discovery of electron and cathode rays by Sir J.J. Thomson and discharge tube model, and discovery of proton and the anode rays by Goldstein experiment of Crookes tube. So in that we had discussed about the electrons and protons. Electrons are negatively charged and protons are positively charged. So electron and cathode rays and protons are anode rays. Then structure of the atom, discovery of the neutron, atomic number, mass number, electron configuration, valency, formation of ions and calculation of their valencies, isotopes and isobars. That all things we will discuss with the help of NCERT textbook. That textbook is very easy for the understanding. Even we will take support of your chemistry today, and some additional topic also we will discuss. So when you open NCERT class 9 textbook, we are in chapter 4. So here as we have discussed the structure of the atom is a fundamental unit of matter that we know, and the discovery of the atom with the help of charged particle in matter, that is rubbing of balloon on the head that generate the charges positive and negative, that also we have seen. Then many scientists contributed in revealing the presence of charged particle in an atom, and that was known by 1900. The atom was not a simple indivisible particle but contained at least one subatomic particle. That was proved by the electron identified by the J.J. Thomson, and even before the electron was identified, Goldstein in 1886 discovered the presence of new radiations in the gas discharge and called them canal rays, generally considered as anode rays. And the rays were positively charged radiations which ultimately led to the discovery of another subatomic particle. This subatomic particle had a charge equal in magnitude but opposite in sign to that of the electron. Its mass was approximately 2000 times as that of electrons. It was given the name of proton. In general, the electron is represented as E minus and proton as P plus. So that all things we have discussed in our previous video with the help of experiment, with the help of video presentation also. So electrons are negatively charged particles and protons are positively charged particles. Electrons are lighter than protons, and protons are more heavier than electrons. The mass of the proton is taken as 1 unit and its charge as +1, and the mass of the electron is considered to be negligible and its charge is -1. So here the electrons and protons are there in the atoms, and even another third subatomic particle there that we consider as a neutrons, that also we will discuss. So here when we discuss the structure of an atom, as we have learnt in previous chapter, the Dalton's atomic theory, which suggests that the atom was indivisible and indestructible, but the discovery of the two fundamental particles, electrons and protons, inside the atom led to failure the aspects of the Dalton's atomic theory. Means we had discussion in that the drawbacks of the Dalton's atomic theory. It was then discovered necessary to know how electrons and protons are arranged within an atom. For explaining this, many scientists proposed various atomic models. J.J. Thomson was the first one who proposed the model for the structure of an atom. So I can ask in MCQ, who was the first one to propose a model for the structure of an atom? So options will be given. Your answer is J.J. Thomson. So here Thomson's model of an atom, already we have seen in previous video. So Thomson proposed the model of an atom to be similar to that of Christmas pudding. The electrons in a sphere of positively charged were like current dry fruits in a spherical Christmas pudding. We can also think of a watermelon. The positively charged in the atom is spread all over like and the red edible part of the watermelon, while the electrons are studied in the positively charged sphere like the seed in the watermelon. So this is somewhat explanation given. Positively sphere and electrons are negatively charged. So here the Thomson, he was a British physicist, and as mentioned, that is the biography of J.J. Thomson, that is not needed. So in short, we will remember that his work on the discovery of the electrons. So Thomson proposed that. So these are very crucial for your exam. What are the proposal given by J.J. Thomson in his experiment? So first proposed that the proposal was given by the experiment. An atom consists of a positively charged sphere and the electrons are embedded in it. First is, an atom consists of a positively charged sphere, that is you have seen in this video, in this diagram. So positively sphere and electrons are embedded in it. And second is, the negatively and positively charges are equal in magnitude, means positive and negative electrons and protons charges are equal in magnitude, so that the atom as a whole is electrically neutral. Although the Thomson model explained that the atoms are electrically neutral, the result of experiment carried out by other scientists could not be explained by this model. So here it is given the Rutherford's model of an atom. The Rutherford model of an atom, I will show you with the help of video also. So Rutherford model was interested in knowing how the electrons are arranged within an atom. So we can speak Rutherfords or Rutherfords. So but pronunciation, when you see in the video, it's a Rutherford. Rutherford designed an experiment for this, and this experiment, fast moving alpha particles were made to fall on a thin gold foil. So here he selected a gold foil because he wanted a thin layer as possible. This gold foil was about 1000 atoms thick. Alpha particles are doubly charged helium ions. Since they have a mass of 4 units, the fast moving alpha particles have a considerable amount of energy, and it was expected that alpha particles would be deflected by the subatomic particles in the gold atoms. Since the alpha particles were much heavier than the protons, he did not expect to see large deflections, but something happened afterwards. So that also we will see with the help of video. So in that you will understand better. So here the alpha particles and gold atoms, so gold foil in between. So he observed that most of the particles are passed away from the atoms and some were deflected, and deflection due to you can see here some were deflected in a haphazardly manner. The scattering of the alpha particles by a gold foil, you can see this. If in exam it will be asked, you have to draw this diagram. And The experiment, the alpha particle scattering experiment, give the total unexpected result, and the results are as follow. So you can see the most of the fast moving alpha particles pass straight through the gold foil. So mostly you can see here some alpha particles pass through the atoms, mostly they are pass. And second, some of the alpha particles were deflected by the foil by some small angles, and surprisingly 1 out of every 12,000 particles appear to rebound. Surprisingly 1 out of every 12,000 particles appear to be rebound. And in this word, the Rutherford, this result was almost as incredible as if you fire a 15-inch shell at a piece of tissue paper and it's come back and hits you. So that it is happened due to the positively charged neutrons that you will see later on. So experiment performed by him, and that discovery of the nucleus of an atom with the gold foil experiment. So the Rutherford was known the father of the nuclear physics. Remember that the Rutherford, known as the father of nuclear physics, he is famous for his work on the radioactivity and the discovery of the nucleus of an atom with the gold foil experiment. He got the Nobel Prize. That is just our information. Now here some applications of this experiment. Just let the child stand in front of the wall with his eyes closed. Let him throw a stone at the wall from a distance and hear a sound when each stone strikes the wall. If he repeats this 10 times, he will hear the sound 10 times. But if a blindfolded child were to throw stones at the barbed wire fence, most of the stones would not hit the fencing and no sound would be heard. This is because there are lots of gaps in the fence which allow the stones to pass through. The same thing happened here. So when stones are passing through the fence, generally we can say boundary, and when it hit to the main part of this boundary, then the voice will come, otherwise it will go away. So following similar reason, the Rutherford concluded from the alpha particle scattering experiment. So these are the conclusion of the alpha particle scattering experiment, Rutherford experiment. So it can be asked in 3 marks. Write the conclusion from the alpha particle scattering experiment performed by the Rutherford. So most of the space inside the atom is empty because most of the alpha particles pass through the gold foil without getting deflected. First one. Second, very few particles were deflected from their path, indicating that the positive charge of atom occupies very little space. And third, a very small fraction of alpha particles were deflected by 180 degree, indicating that all the positively charged and mass of the gold atom were concentrated in very small volume with the atom. So here these are the conclusion made by the Rutherford in the experiment. So here we can say that from the data he also calculated that the radius of the nucleus is about 10⁵ times less than the radius of the atom. On the basis of this experiment, the Rutherford put forward the nuclear model of an atom. So that is why he is known as the father of nuclear physics. And he gave the main points of the model of an atom. There is a positively charged center in an atom called nucleus. Nearly all the mass of an atom reside in the nucleus, and electrons revolve around the nucleus in the circular path, and the size of the nucleus is very small as compared to the size of the atom. And these are the some main points of the Rutherford model. Some drawbacks also were there in his model. So drawbacks of the Rutherford model of an atom that we will see. The revolution of the electron in a circular orbit is not expected to be stable. Any particle in a circular orbit would undergo acceleration. During acceleration, the charged particles would radiate energy. Thus, the revolving electron would lose energy and finally fall into the nucleus. If this were so, the atom should be highly unstable and hence matter would not exist in the form of the we know. So, we know that the atoms are quite stable because the balancing of positive and negatively charged in the atom. So these are the some drawbacks of the Rutherford model. So that we will see with the help of video.
However, several experiments performed by scientists to study the atomic structure showed astonishingly different results. They were contradicting the plum pudding model. This led many scientists all over the globe to reconsider the structure of an atom and study it again. Around the year 1911, a British physicist, Ernst Rutherford, carried out the famous gold foil experiment. He did this to understand the structure of an atom. The experiment was carried out by Rutherford along with Hans Geiger and Ernest Marsden. The experiment he performed was a breakthrough in the field of chemistry which helped him understand the structure of an atom in a more accurate manner. This is how the setup of his experiment looked like. As we can see here, he used a source of alpha particles locked in a lead container with a very small slit. This ensured that the alpha particles only came out through a small opening and travelled in a straight line. But why did he select alpha particles in the first place? Well, the alpha particles were having high energy and were heavier as well. So if we say the atom is like a pudding of positively charged particles with electrons embedded in it, then the particles will pass straight through it. This is obvious because the heavier particles will pierce through the lighter pudding structure of the atom and pass through it. This is what Rutherford thought. For this reason, their greater mass and energy compared to the protons made him choose alpha particles for the experiment. Next, he used a very thin gold foil on which the alpha particles would bombard. Why did he choose a gold foil? Well, a really thin gold foil was estimated to contain approximately 1000 atoms. Lesser the atoms, more convenient the experiment would be. Lastly, are we able to locate this circular band with a gap here? What could this be? Well, this is a screen. A fluorescent screen that would help us detect the radiation. That means the screen will glow or emit fluorescent light whenever alpha particles will hit it. So this is how the track of alpha particles can be traced. Now we're all set to understand how the experiment worked. The alpha particles were emitted from the element present in this box. These directly hit the gold foil. Now what should happen ideally? As we know, the Thomson's model suggested that an atom is a sphere of positive charge with negative electrons embedded inside it. That means it is expected that the alpha particles will pass right through the atoms and hit the detector straight. And why so? Because the mass of alpha particles is heavier than the mass of positive charges. That means they should directly hit the atom and move ahead through it. Only a very small deviation would probably be acceptable in this case. But is this what he observed? Not really. He was astonished to get unexpected results. What results did he get? He found that most of the fast-moving alpha particles passed straight through the foil and hit the detector. However, some particles got deflected by small angles. And lastly, to his astonishment, few alpha particles also rebounded. Now, how can this be possible? These three observations made Rutherford think that the plum pudding model is not really correct. Based on the conclusions he had, he put forward the new hypothesis explaining the structure of atoms. What were his conclusions? Let us have a look at the conclusions by Rutherford, followed by the new atomic model put forth by him in the next video.